So let me explain a little bit about sowing into this ministry, how it's perceived by us, how we feel it should be perceived by you as well, that you're actually giving to God and God gives it to us. You're saying that you believe in what we're doing here, that you believe in the Great Commission, and you want to be a part of this specific work that we're doing. You want to have a hand in this vision. The Moravians as missionaries, they sometimes would go out with two couples, and one couple was going to preach the gospel, the other couple was going to start a business in a foreign land to support the couple doing the gospel. A strong mission strategy, freeing us up to having the time to devote ourselves to making the disciples, working with people, spread the gospel, teach the word, build relationships with people. It's really hard to do if you don't have the time and the freedom to do it, including, preparation for ministry and all of the in-betweens. You are not giving to somebody who is being flippant about this, who is using the money frivolously or luxuriously. You are not giving the money to somebody who is careless or has too much free time. I work probably more than what I'm doing would require, which is typical probably of many missionaries. As you sow in this, you share in the reward. You share in the joy. You share in the fruit. You are literally laboring with us. And I'm not just talking out my neck. I'm not blowing smoke. If I were to go back to the States, you're going to hear the same words out of my mouth. And I might even be more bold with them. Encouraging people to be involved in missions in this way or other ways is our calling. If I were to return to the States, I would be mobilizing people towards that, recruiting people into that, pushing people lovingly into missions. And that's where they're going to find their calling, whether it's making disciples at home or abroad. As I see it, there should be a kind of a curve, a financial curve, depending on how big someone's family is and what city they live in. Because different cities have different expenses and different sizes of families, of course. If the church was really zealous about missions, united and organized, I could see something like there being an even a standard or some sort of guide or goal, not a legalistic requirement, but sort of a guideline on how you could use your time with including investing and saving. Because let's say I had all this money and I went and gave it all away. Well, then I'd be in a position to not have any more to give. There will be people God asked that of, like the rich young ruler. God knew his heart. He knew that was his idol. He asked him to lay it down, which is why he walked away sad. So some people will be asked to lay down everything. Get rid of all your earthly possessions and go. And it may be a test. It may be a spiritual, some kind of sanctification work that God is doing in your life. There was a point in my life where I actually did that, literally. Gave away everything I had. And it changed my heart in very dramatic and very good ways. Tend to hold on to stuff very loosely. Clench with my mind onto an eternal perspective so that I can be of earthly good. So there should be this curve depending on how much money you have, on how much money you make, and a percentage on what you should be giving away, saving and investing, using for yourself, using for your family, and of course maybe some for fun and entertainment. There's no sin in fun and entertainment. The sin is in overindulgence or inordinate affections for worldly things. If your enjoyment is in God, then God is pleased in you being entertained, as long as it's God glorifying, of course. If a person makes more, their percentage for being able to give gets higher, and the curve actually slows as it goes up, because the amount you should have to be able to live stays the same, and the amount you're able to give continues to grow and just increase a little bit. So those who make more money, okay, they have a little bit more luxury to, I don't know, buy a boat or whatever it is that you're desiring in a godly way, not in a coveting way. This would be strategic missions. This would be wartime management. So don't give all your stuff away unless you know that's specifically as an individual that God's called you to. Steward what you have so that you can make more of it. I'm not saying pursuing riches for riches' sake. I'm saying pursuing riches for the sake of the kingdom. They're two completely different things, and only God and you can judge your heart on that. And maybe you won't even judge it accurately. So be very cautious with that. This is what I see would be most pleasing to God, is to give to your local church, give to missions, give alms, and as your pay increases, increase the amount that you are giving to those things. What are the different ways people can get involved? I'm putting together a tract that we're translating to Russian, something I can hand out to people in public, and we really need an illustrator, somebody who could draw. If somebody wanted to volunteer that, I can't afford to hire somebody. We also need a team to be on our church plant ministry, 1 or 2 elders that I'm accountable to, that actually have authority over me. We would like to start up an English club soon. We're going to need to rent a room in order to do that. And it would be great to have a team of people, Americans, who are here helping us run and administrate and organize and plan and execute English clubs. It's a really great way to do outreach here. If you're going to work with me in ministry, I have to know you. I have to know you for a time. And if I don't really know you well yet, this is something we need to start now. We would need to be very intentional and have a plan about getting to know each other. If this is something that you would sincerely, prayerfully consider giving your life to, or at least a season of it. And we have missionary training that we can put you through and bring you here to work with us. Worship leaders, people that are willing to learn the Russian language, people that have a heart for missions, that have a heart for souls. People that are willing to make that sacrifice. If you are, contact us. You can get a box, a cardboard box up to 66 pounds and get your home group, get your church, your school, your work, fill it up with socks and underwear, maybe other stuff, and ship it over to us. We can work with you to help you find the best way to ship that over. And we take that to the homeless here in Ukraine, and we use that as a way to bless them and just connect with them and build trust with them. Over the years, build a reputation with them, with people that want to be there for them, people that they can trust, and to share the gospel with those people. We're not serving them just to help them get warm socks. We're giving them warm socks to find opportunities to share Christ with them. You can be involved by praying for us. Come to an English camp or organize a group from your church to come to an English camp. You're truly going to be blessed by it. It's really a profoundly worthwhile ministry, and there is lots of fruit that comes from it in people's lives here. So I would strongly encourage you thinking about coming to a summer English camp here in Ukraine. There's also the Redemption book, which is a great book for people dealing with addiction or idolatry or severe suffering in their life. We'd really love to have this book translated into Russian. We believe it would be an amazing ministry tool for people that are dealing with serious issues in their lives, or just your everyday Christian struggling with sin. It's an amazing book, and basically we need about $3,000 to translate this book into Russian, and that includes, I think, roughly 1,000 copies or something like that. We need someone who's like-minded, who shares our vision, who shares our heart, shares our theology, is in agreement with our methodology, and wants to get on board. We need someone or a couple, 3 couples or 5 someones. We can't do this alone. Thank you for taking the time to hear this, and just pray that you would prayerfully and truthfully consider partnering with us, because without your prayers, without your support, without your encouragement, without your financial backing, we wouldn't be able to do this. And so we definitely need your help. It's a humbling responsibility, and it's an honor as well, and we can't thank enough the people who are already standing there with us. So thank you, and we love you, and God bless you.